On a quiet California highway, a man's Tesla Model 3 cruised on autopilot, seemingly in control. But technology doesn't get tired, it just gets confused. An overturned truck appeared ahead, something no driver could miss, but Tesla's cameras didn't even register it. Within seconds, a husband and father lost his life, and his family lost their world. Here's the harsh reality. While other automakers combine radar, ultrasonic sensors, and LIDAR for safety, Tesla relies solely on cameras, as if betting that a pair of eyes is enough. But when those cameras fail, it's not a glitch, it's negligence. Real innovation means building technology that compensates for human flaws, not adding new ones. So here's the question. How can people trust a system that can't spot the obvious while promising to save lives? Because when machines make mistakes, humans pay the price. And that's not a gamble any family should be forced to take. Imagine this. The alarm rings at 3 a.m., and you roll out of bed, half awake, knowing you're about to spend 3 hours driving to work, one way. That's life for many hardworking Americans, like Stephen Hendrickson. Long highways, endless commutes, and a brutal mix of exhaustion and routine make autopilot look like a godsend. But here's the irony. Instead of relaxing, people are trusting a system that can't always be trusted. For a country as innovative as America, why are we still stuck crawling down congested roads like it's the 1950s? Other nations have built high-speed trains that turn grueling drives into short trips. But here we are, relying on half-baked technology to fix a broken system. Americans aren't asking for miracles, they just want to get to work and back safely. So, isn't it time we asked ourselves, why are we willing to drive our lives away when there are better solutions within reach? Autopilot. The name alone sounds sleek, futuristic, and full of promise. It makes you picture a car that handles everything while you sit back and enjoy the ride. The reality? Tesla's Autopilot is more like an overexcited assistant that needs constant supervision. People hear the name and think, finally, I can relax, only to realize they're on edge, ready to grab the wheel when the system freaks out. Tesla might slap disclaimers on screens, but let's be honest, marketing matters. If you call something autopilot, people will trust it like a pilot's hands-free system on a plane. But here's the kicker. Even pilots stay alert while autopilot is engaged. So when Tesla promises full self-driving in the future but delivers babysitting duty today, it's not progress, it's false hope. Would anyone trust a plane's autopilot if the pilot had to fight for control every 5 minutes? Then why should cars be any different? Imagine cruising down the freeway, relaxed, your car doing the driving, and then bam, the brakes slam on for no reason. Your heart skips a beat, and the car behind you nearly rear-ends you. Welcome to the world of Tesla's phantom braking. It's like driving with an overcautious backseat driver who doesn't know the difference between a shadow and a real hazard. People who've experienced it say it's like playing Russian roulette with their safety. And here's the kicker. These sudden, unpredictable stops don't just make you nervous. They make every other driver on the road a risk to you. A system that makes driving more stressful isn't helping anyone. If a car can't tell the difference between an obstacle and an empty stretch of road, how can we trust it to make life and death decisions in the future? Doesn't that seem like a fundamental flaw in a system that's supposed to make our lives easier? We all know how easy it is to get caught up in the hype of new technology. After all, it's 2024. Cars should drive themselves, right? We've been promised that autopilot is the future, that it's safer than human driving, that it will save lives. But as people start trusting more and more in their cars, the reality sets in. Overconfidence is dangerous. People get lazy, start ignoring warnings, and forget that Tesla's autopilot isn't infallible. It's a machine, not magic, and machines break. The shocking part? Tesla even admits that drivers are supposed to be ready to take control at any moment. Yet, so many drivers are lulled into a false sense of security. The truth is, if we were as aware as we think we are, we wouldn't need technology to do the driving in the first place. So, when does the line between convenience and complacency get crossed? How long before we stop trusting the tech and start trusting ourselves again? Here's where things get frustrating. Radar and LIDAR have been used successfully in autonomous driving for years. They work in conditions where cameras just can't keep up, in rain, fog, or at night, when the roads are a mystery. Yet Tesla, in all its self-proclaimed brilliance, has decided they're unnecessary and too costly. Elon Musk has compared LIDAR to an appendix, an outdated, overpriced gadget. But guess what? People don't need appendices, but they sure need radar to prevent accidents. Tesla's insistence on using just cameras is like saying, I don't need glasses, I'll just squint harder. It's a flawed approach that could be easily corrected, Yet Tesla refuses to take the extra step. Meanwhile, other automakers have embraced radar and LIDAR, understanding that safety can't be sacrificed for a few extra dollars. At what point do we stop pretending that cheaper is better when it's actually more dangerous? When does saving money start costing lives? Here's a big red flag. Tesla collects data constantly from every trip, every near miss, every accident. It's all there in the car's memory, a treasure trove of information. But when families of crash victims request that data, Tesla keeps it locked away, like a corporate secret. If the system is truly as safe as Tesla claims, why the secrecy? Tesla says the data is proprietary, but let's be real. Transparency could help rebuild trust. After all, if a plane crashes, the investigation is public, the black box is examined, and lessons are learned. With Tesla, it's a different story. Families are left in the dark. Americans want answers, not excuses. If this technology is as safe as Tesla says, then why is the company so reluctant to share the proof? Why should a company making billions off its tech get to hide the data that could save lives? Tesla loves to market itself as the leader in self-driving technology, but the reality is a bit different. Other car manufacturers, BMW, Mercedes, Hyundai, are already ahead in terms of safety and reliability. These companies have chosen to incorporate a combination of cameras, radar, and LIDAR, creating a multi-layered defense against potential hazards. It's like building a house with a strong foundation, sturdy walls, and a solid roof. Tesla? It's putting up walls and hoping the roof holds. Other automakers understand that redundancy is key when lives are on the line. If your car can't see in the dark or in heavy rain, you can't call it a reliable self-driving system. So why is Tesla still relying on a single sensor when everyone else is building a failsafe? If others can do it, why can't Tesla? The so-called hybrid systems, where the car is partly in control, but the driver is still responsible, aren't the future. They're a dangerous compromise. It's like having a student driver behind the wheel while you try to sleep in the passenger seat. Some people trust the system too much, others are so paranoid that they never truly relax. Either way, the result is the same. The system isn't reliable enough for full autonomy, and humans are too distracted to take over when necessary. The truth is, hybrid systems are a safety hazard, a bridge to nowhere. Experts agree that we either need fully autonomous cars, or humans should stay in control of their vehicles. This halfway approach just isn't cutting it. So, why are we holding on to these halfway systems? Are we afraid to admit they're just not the solution we need? Americans are sick of promises. Tesla has been telling us for years that self-driving cars are right around the corner, and that autopilot will eventually be safer than human drivers. But the truth is, the corner seems to keep getting further away. With every crash, every headline, the gap between promises and reality grows. Elon Musk's grand statements about autopilot being safer than a human driver are hard to take seriously when the system is still making deadly mistakes. People want more than words. They want results. If Tesla wants the public to trust its technology, it needs to prove that it works, not just make vague promises about a safer future. How much longer will we wait for a technology that's already on the road but doesn't quite work as promised? Tesla likes to market itself as the leader in electric vehicles and self-driving technology, but when it comes to safety, other manufacturers are way ahead. Companies like BMW, Mercedes, and Hyundai offer electric cars that don't just rely on cameras. They use radars and LIDAR sensors to ensure a safer driving experience. These automakers understand that redundancy is key to keeping drivers safe, especially in difficult conditions like rain, fog, or nighttime driving. Tesla, on the other hand, still insists on relying solely on cameras, leaving drivers exposed in situations where the car can't see clearly. If other companies can offer more robust, safer systems, why is Tesla still gambling with lives? Why is it so hard for Tesla to follow the lead of other automakers who prioritize safety over cutting costs? Americans have always had faith in technological progress, but over time, that faith has started to fade as many innovations fail to meet expectations. People are beginning to realize that all these game-changing technologies are often just marketing ploys. Tesla's Autopilot, which hasn't lived up to its promises, is the perfect example of how high expectations don't always translate into reality. It's not just Tesla's problem. It's a broader issue with how technology is marketed today. People are losing trust in new innovations when they don't deliver on their promises. When we're promised a safer, more convenient future and end up with unreliable systems instead, the question becomes, how long can we continue to believe in tech that's consistently falling short of its promises? Tesla started as a symbol of innovation and the future of transportation. But with every new scandal and every accident, the company's reputation is taking a hit. To rebuild trust, Tesla needs to stop making empty promises and start focusing on improving its technology, particularly in the realm of safety. The company needs to be more transparent, share accident data, and prove that its systems are truly safe. Tesla could still return to being the leader in electric vehicles, but it will take more than ambitious statements and flashy marketing. Can Tesla really regain trust if it can't prove that its systems are genuinely safe and reliable?